Well, howdy, fellow tent campers. You got Dave, aka Fireball, coming at you from a pre-recorded suburb of suburbia to talk about the Tangerine Dream here, known as the Big Agnes Copper Spur HVUL1. Try to say that 10 times fast. Oh man, I'm sweating already. Took me about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, probably a little bit under, to set this up for the first time. Not too bad, but I'm already seeing a bunch of stuff that I like and that I don't like with this guy right here. This is your very brief first look into, or I should say foray into an older model of a tent, because they already got a new one coming out, but I'm going to give you all the good stuff on how to pick this up at a little bit cheaper of a price point while supplies last. But follow along here as I dive into all the usual good stuff, such as is the shadow better over here rather than over there? I don't know. Director, I need a director here. But yeah, let's just dive into all the good stuff that I got for you. Let me whip out my show notes right away, because your boy has to come prepared, but I don't have everything memorized. Let's just give you the greatest hits here off the bat. So it is a fully freestanding tent. It's got DAC poles. It weighs a total of around 2 pounds 6 ounces all in, but if you strip it down as far as you can go, meaning getting rid of the rain fly and all of your legit protection, and then you're at somewhere around 1 pound and 10 ounces. And what else for the tech specs? I'll just give you the greatest hits here. It's got a peak height of 38 inches, which is nice. It's kind of nice, kind of okay, but not super generous. And then I feel like I'm like scrunched down here. Let me pull you back up here and get you more yay high. Maybe I got to stand back a little bit further. Sorry, we got motorcycles and cars and everything going on. You got dogs and everything in this park here, but stick with me here. Yeah, 38 inches on the height. For the bathtub floor, it is 38 inches also on the head end, and then 28 inches at the foot end. The pack size is 5.5 inches by 17.5 inches, but I think that's with the poles in it. So you're probably going to want to pop that out so you can fit it horizontally, not vertically, but horizontally into your pack. And then for the materials, this is what I find. One of the things that I find kind of crazy with this tent is that it is a ripstop nylon, and then they got a poly mesh for the inner on this tent. But I wasn't able to find the denier of the nylon that they use for the tent. I'll get into what has changed for the newer model in a little bit, and materials kind of comes back around, because that's about it.
That's about it.
As far as what has changed with the tent, other than the price going sky high. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll get into the design features in a hot second here. Let's talk about the price point real quick, because you know, your boy has to get a really good deal on his, a very nice deal on his. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I paid, just to not get your hopes up in case, you know, limited stock goes out the window. But right now you can pick this up if there are supplies that are still left, because I got the newer model that's now out already at somewhere around the $300 price point. You can get it a little bit lower on an Amazon link that I'll throw in the description. Links in description, affiliate links in description, for you to pick up. And I think there's still some supply left as of the date of this video being recorded, definitely, but being dropped, I'm not so sure. But the new one, I think, is at $450, something ridiculous like that. Yeah, $450. And let's get into what has changed, because that's kind of a good segue into that. Nothing really has changed on the new tent other than a new fabric type of material. The weight is exactly the same, which I thought was kind of crazy, because I thought that with a hyper bead fabric that they mention, I guess it's a proprietary fabric, it's 6% lighter, 25% more waterproof, and 50% stronger than traditional fabrics. So I guess it's supposed to be more waterproof than an already waterproof tent, yet you're not really seeing any kind of weight savings on it. So I was a little bit confused as to that. They also use a little bit less of the water repellent chemicals in making the tent. So there's that, if you know, that's a selling point for you. I don't think it's worth spending nearly double for the new version in order to get that. No. But you know, it's up to you, to each their own. Alrighty, let's give you the old looky-loo here. Give you a walkthrough, pardon my shadow. Hey, what's up, guys? Just give you a look around just to show you some of the specs here and what we're looking at. We've got this clip system here that clips from the rain fly up top here to the bathtub floor. Go over that in a hot second. You've got these, I think they're like a T-style stake. It's not quite a Y. It more looks like a T of like a railroad spike almost. You've got a really cool feature here, which is, and I should have brought my trekking poles, so gosh dang it, Dave, way to miss on that one. Actually, I might have another set in my car, so maybe I'll be right back on that one. But we've got an awning style door here that folds back. Just one door. This thing also folds back, so I'll unclip this and show that, or just throw it into the B-roll because I'm a little bit lazy, so I won't do it right away on camera. But this whole piece folds back as well. Let's do a couple of additional sexy walk around shots here. This is pretty cool. I didn't see this before. You got the stay right here for your ventilation. That's nice, even though that's additional weight right there. You got a little pop out rigid stay. And then the vent towards the top. I'm really trying, guys, not to do the whole like, oh, I like this about this and I like that about that, or I hate this or I hate that, because I'm just trying to do the walkthrough right now. Just the is my hat crooked too? Oh, maybe. Just trying to do a generic walkthrough. I know it's gonna be sweaty up in here, so I apologize for any of that. Flip you back around. We got a few additional guy out points. I think we got 4 here on the corners. Do we have another? No. All right, so just 2 over there. We've got 1 pull out down here, and this would be at the foot end, so it's a little bit more narrow. And you can see that as well. This is the head end, that's the foot end. You can tell by the slopature, the curvature of the slopature. All right, another pull out right here. In the B-roll, the B-roan, if I didn't already show it, you've got the additional guy out points. I got it right over here in this little carry sack here. Another tangerine option. Actually, it kind of looks red now that I'm looking at it. Out in the park, out in the suburbia park. That's pretty much it for the exterior. Let me show you quickly the toggles here. It looks like a little pickaxe. And then they have a couple of additional Velcro closures for the door. They just look like little dots that they found at the dollar store. So sorry, not trying to knock them on that one, but they looked a little chintzy. All right, let's swing you on over into the interior. Ooh, ah.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
Sorry, that was way too close up here. Not really showing you guys anything. So we got 1 door, pretty large. Not sure if you can see for reference. Pretty large here, and then here's the interior. So a little bit more snug out on that end, and super spacious, super lofty over on that end. Look, you got the rising sun coming up over here. I think that's the Big Ag patch right there. Let's see what else we got here. It's my first time in the tent. It's the first time setting it up too, by the way, guys. First time setting it. You're seeing the first impression, like literal first impressions here.
Live and in person. One night only.
Getting it out of the bag. Really cool loft, like nest pocket right here. Now, because it's 28 inches over here, you can technically put your head end over on this side, but it's going to be, you know, your dome's going to be hitting this area, or potentially your stuff up here in the loft as you're trying to get up. But depending on the elevation and pitch and changes and all that good stuff, you could theoretically fit a wide pad with your head end on this side if you need to, because again, it's only 1 door, folks. All right. The other options that we got here. So we got another nifty little pocket over here. I think that's the only other internal pocket. I don't know what this guy's for. Got a little loop action going on the inside over here. Not exactly sure. I think that's the, oh yeah, you know what? I think I did see this before. If you got the extra little fluff right here, but you don't want to just toggle it all the way back, you just slip that right on through there. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, right?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, that's a cool way to just kind of get it out of the way without using the toggle. And then, I think the only other thing worthy of note right now as I'm looking around are the amount of toggles that you got. So you've got 1 over here, you got 1 over in this corner, you got 1 up here, 1 over here, you got another gear loft, super sexy. 2 additional pockets right here, 2 slides. They show a little earbud right there, so if you have wired headphones. You can slip that through there, and then another pocket right up in here, all at your head end, and then another loop right there. So really like that. You got another toggle, 3 toggles in the center right here. So if you want to put an additional gear loft right there, you could. And then you get another toggle right over on that side. Whew, man, it's tough. Your boy can't be crouching down for that long anymore. All right, so let's talk about, as the sun's kind of blacking me out there, let's talk about some pros and cons, or the design features that I like about this guy. Let's see if I can get it into the camera here. This is kind of like a weird, like Blair Witch, like shaky cam going on here, even though I got the stabilization on the GoPro. Pros and cons. What do I like? What do I don't like about this guy right here? First and foremost, I'm gonna go over like the new stuff, like the stuff that I didn't already like look at and go like, oh, I kind of like that, or I think I'm gonna like that, or I'm not gonna like that. Let's go over that first. Man, I'm just sweating out here. Freaking February, guys, and I'm over like towards the beach. I'm sweating my arse off. All right, what do we got? I think the first thing that I'll point out here that I'm not a huge fan of are these toggles right here. So they went with this like jackhammer style. Not really sure. And this is an older tent now, guys. I think this model came out in like 2020, so you got to excuse them for some of these things. I think a lot of people are looking for the magnetic tiebacks at this point, but this one here just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. It is wider than a traditional toggle, and it was also super hard for my academically challenged brain to kind of work them even with 2 hands, and it's not freezing outside. So that one was a little bit worrisome for me. The other thing that I don't like, that I heard at least one other YouTuber who shall not be named, for no particular reason, I just feel like I call them out quite a lot, but I feel like I see this on another model that has come out, is this back tie out here. It's kind of large. It's pretty cool. Let me see if I can sneak it around here and show you the underside here. I can't see it, but maybe you guys can. This is pretty cool. I like that cinch right there, but there's not a lot of slack on this guy right here. I kind of would like that to come a little bit further out over here. So I might just add a longer line on that. And what else? Like, this one's pretty good because it's a little bit lower. But the other thing too that I've heard about other tents that they make is how short the door guy line is as well. So I like that the material comes down a little bit lower, but you don't really have the option to reduce any of that slack there. So that is kind of a bummer on that as well. This one's probably going to go a little bit long, so I apologize on that one, guys. And I feel like I'm doing that a lot lately, so maybe I should just stop apologizing. All right, I'm just going to stop apologizing. I don't apologize. This is the content. This is how I bring it to you. All right. The other thing I don't like, oddly enough, is this awning style door here. It's kind of crazy because I don't think I'm going to get the trekking poles, guys. My car is like way over there. It's too far to turn back now. I don't think I could do it.
I forgot my cell phone.
You want to run back and get it?
No, we've gone too far.
So I won't showcase it for you today. Maybe I'll throw it up on screen for you guys to look at. But I don't really care for the awning style door, mostly because they didn't give you the option with this side zippered down to fold back the door. When I was going to fold it back, I was trying to just unzipper this section right here and then fold it back that way. But I wasn't able to do that. There is no other tie back. The tie back is for the rest of the door over there. So that kind of stinks as well. A good piece about this door, though, that I can say is that the one side where you go to unzip it is going to be right over here. So you probably could in the morning just reach out to this corner, unzip it, and then get this other side, or just get out of the tent that way and then unzip it if you need to. But the last thing, guys, the coup de grace of all the negatives that I can say about this tent, before switching over to the positives, would be right here. And they didn't fix this on the new model, guys. They didn't fix it at all. Here it is. Super zoom in, super quick shot. Ready? This clip right here is the dumbest thing that I've ever seen before. The reason for that, Why did they do that? Why did Big Agnes do that? Because they wanted to sell you a ground sheet, which nobody uses anyway that I've ever gone camping with. Maybe you use it, maybe you really like it, maybe you want to protect your super expensive Dyneema DCF tent, but that's not this kind of tent. So what they decided to do was to put the grommet on the bathtub right here with the bottom clip, or the female clip, and then they put the male clip only on the rainfly. What does that mean? It means that you cannot set this up in a fast fly pitch, or if you're caught in a rainstorm, just put on the outer fly here first and then get on the inside and clip on the inner. They did not fix that with this new model either, so shame on you, Mr. Big Mrs. Big Agnes, Mr. Big Agnes. I don't think it's named after anybody, so I think that was a bad joke. But they didn't fix that, so I'm actually thinking of, and I don't recommend this to anybody because I can't technically recommend it, but what I'm thinking about doing here is potentially cutting off the piece right here on the corner, not all the way up, but just like right over here on the corner, and then attaching my own loop and guy line from right here at the corner to the base, and that way it'll free up this toggle completely so that I can throw it on as my own modded out version of the fast fly. I don't know if I just broke ground on that for you and just opened up new possibilities, or if people have been saying this for years and years and years and I'm just looking like an idiot. All right, yeah, I think that's gonna do it. As far as like what I really like about it, obviously I like the weight for a fully freestanding tent to be only 2 pounds is actually really nice. The you know, Big Agnes is known for their quality, as well as the different features that they incorporate into the tent. I really like where these vents are. I think there's another, is there another one on the other side? No, there's just one. Okay, so that's kind of a bummer. So there's just one at the head end. It almost looks like it's semi-freestanding with the one pole right here, but it is fully freestanding. You just gotta believe me on that one. But I do like where the vent is on this guy, because it is up a little bit higher, so it should help a little bit. I just kind of wish it was on both sides. And what else? I really love the interior of the tent. This is where you're gonna be spending most of the time anyway, right folks? I really love all the different pockets that they got up in here. I like the floor space. I don't like that it's tapered, but it is generous enough as it is. Again, 38 over here, 28 over on the foot end. So, oh, and the length, I didn't talk about the length. It's 88 inches total. So, you know, even if you're a little bit larger, I think you'd be able to fit in. However, you know, I'm an okay, sort of average, sort of pushing the scale a little bit at this point kind of guy. But if you're a little bit taller and a little bit wider, then this might feel a little bit tight for you. But I'm okay with the nylon material on a dual wall shelter. I think that you can deal with that because even if it sags, you shouldn't be dealing with too much condensation. I really apologize. I keep putting my back to the sun there. Shouldn't be dealing with too much condensation on that. I also really like that they color coordinated. It's another good pro. The corners, so these two are gray, and they did that both with the poles as well as these clips here. And these two are continuing that tangerine dream of more of like that orangey color. So you can't really mess that up, especially with the tapered floor. You got to keep that in mind because, you know, you're gonna end up breaking stuff with the tapered floor if you don't put the poles in the right position there. As is true with a lot of things if you don't put in the right position in life. Am I right? I think that's gonna do it. Let me set you back down over here. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good shot right there. Sweet. Cheers. ZV a day keeps the doctor away. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for this one. So let me just end it with why I ended up picking this one up. I wanted something that was a little bit more robust. I wanted a fully freestanding 1P. My first ever fully freestanding 1P that I ended up picking up. And I wanted something that was a little bit better in inclement weather. We're talking about rain, we're talking about wind, and something that could be fully freestanding in more inclement places, if that makes sense. So think about like near me would be like Joshua Tree, or near you might be anywhere if you have like slick rock or anywhere that has softer soil where it's harder to drive the stakes into the ground. This one, for the most part, sets up with about 5 stakes, but you can pull out, you know, and add, I don't know, at least another 2 or 3 stakes to it to make it even more bomb proof. That's gonna do it for me on this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Oh, actually, how did I forget Mr. Rogers here? Thank you for stopping by. Let me take my shoes off now. Before I forget here, one other thing that I wanted to tell you about was how to pick it up on a deal. So again, I have the link in the description. I think REI was selling it at one point for about $300. So shout out to, I guess he's a second cousin once removed type of thing, Marshall. What's up, dude? I think he ended up picking this one up as well, but they were selling it at REI. They've since pulled it. I think it's still on Amazon. I got mine on eBay, so hunt around a little bit for those deals to see if you see how low you can get that price, see how low can you go, kind of thing, get that price point down. But yeah, I think that's it at the top level. I think I've taken up about 20 minutes of your time already at this point, so I'm gonna head on out of here before I get skin cancer from this ridiculous February sun and heat that we're getting on this unusually warm 2025 winter that we've got going on. Thank you again for watching. Remember, if you're headed off grid, make sure you do your research and you make it a safe one. Get a tent, get on out there, and I'll catch you out there. Breakdown time. Let's break it down. Break it down. I'll probably keep the poles separated. Keep it separated. Pardon me, just getting the junk out of my teeth. Do I have something in my teeth?
Do I have something in my teeth?
Cool Hubble system. Hubble telescope.
With this Hubble telescope.
Another helicopter going over. Don't drop any blue ice. Probably doesn't help that there's a small airport over there. I really can pick the locations pretty well, let me tell you. Straight Terry. You get that? Thanks, bro. Sounds awesome. You don't sound like you're compensating for anything.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Yeah, to the no, hell to the no, to the no.